Hello, hello! It's gossip time! Let's talk about Love is Blind Habibi! So for me, this Love is Blind Habibi was really interesting to watch. I haven't completely watched it, so today we talk about the first 5 episodes and it will be until the end of the honeymoon, and the next video we will talk about the rest. So I haven't watched also the whole thing, and I watched until the honeymoon, so please don't spoil it in the comments also if you watch the whole thing, but let's go little by little together. So in general, for me, so interesting because Love is Blind was more in a Western world. They were in Japan also, that didn't have so much successful result. I guess at the end in Japan, no one got married. But anyway, but it's mostly in the US, in the UK it happened. But like for me, the Arabic one is also so interesting because it really brings the other perspective. It's a little bit more traditional setting, I would say, like from an Arabic culture. It is happening in UAE, but the people are coming from all around the Arab world, so to say. So from Morocco, from Tunisia. I guess one of them is living in Canada, but she has Egyptian roots. But two of them has Egyptian roots. One from Senegal, but with Lebanese roots. So it is really a nice combination of different Arabic countries, cultures. I guess so many of the cultures can be similar, but some also a little bit different. So in general, for me, like this combination was new in Love is Blind. That's why I decided to talk about this one as a first Love is Blind. So the thing is that some stuff are more traditional, which like for example, the guys in general are more, in my opinion, more traditional, which is understandable because of the culture. Sometimes they're too much, that we will talk about it. Sometimes they have double standards, which is annoying, honestly, but we will talk about it. But the thing that, for example, I liked was that they really respected some aspects of their culture also in this like setting that is Love is Blind. For example, when they wanted to go to the honeymoon, even after engagement, they didn't go to the same room because I mean in a Islamic culture it is not accepted, of course, and they had their own separate rooms. I really liked these like little touches that brings their own culture into the whole combination, let's say. But the thing that today we want to do, we want to talk about the couples. So there are some like matched couples, what happens in between, and how is the situation until the end of honeymoon. The first couple I like to gossip about is Amar and Karma. So Amar is good looking, he's a dentist, but he is extremely close-minded. So in the contrary, let's first talk about Karma. So she's sweet. She is also, as she mentions, a little bit traditional, but at the same time modern, I would say. She's a business owner, she's in theater business, and her hobby is dancing, for example. She's calm, she's sweet, she's flirty. The way that she's talking also is always so flirtatious. For example, one red flag that in the very beginning I saw in the relationship that I would actually, if I would see it in a date that I would go, for me would be a no-go, was when they talked about hobbies. She said she likes dancing, and he was super extreme about it, and he was like, no, I don't like it. And I find it such a red flag. You are just talking about your hobby, and he is just like, no. And he was too extreme about it, and they didn't discuss about this fact, which is a very big fact actually, until after engagement. And after engagement he was just like, no, you should listen to me because I will be the provider, and whatever I say, I don't like it that you're discussing with him, because she said we will find a solution together, which is very flexible from her side. But he was just like, no, I don't like this type of discussions. I will tell you something and you should say okay. So this is just like too much. I mean, hello, what is it? I mean, she's not like your worker. She's not working for you. That you should like that she should listen to. I mean, even a worker has his own or her own voice, you know. So the fact that he mentioned also at some point that he wants a wife who looks good, takes care of herself, and like the rest he will take care of. He likes to be a provider, which is okay. Someone wants to be a provider, and there are so many women who wants to be a trophy wife, and they don't want to do a lot, and they want to just like being taken care of, which is also a style of life, and this is also okay. But when you go after a businesswoman and you want to change her to make your trophy wife, I find it problematic. You cannot change people just because it's not like you just like a girl, just like appearance or just some parts of her thinking, and you say, I will change her the other parts to make it as the way that I like. You should accept people. So this part was for me a little bit like, okay, for me personally would be a red flag. And for me personally, I would say, okay, yeah, ciao. But of course, there are, I guess, some layers of culture also in between to make maybe the ladies, in general, the guys are super jealous, I realized. The ladies are more flexible, they're always trying to calm down the guys. So I think really there are some like layers of culture also in between. But in general, I feel like some parts also needed to be a little bit like be more stronger from the women's side also. But anyway, Karma and Amar, they are like really trying at least together. They look at some parts like happy together, but at some parts Amar is so extreme. Still, until the end of Honeymoon, they're continuing. And something else, I guess it was between these two, I'm not sure which couple, but I guess it was these two also, that the guy in the honeymoon asked, what have you studied? And this for me was just like mind-blowing. I was just like, you got engaged. I don't know what are you talking about in pods. They are not also showing everything. And maybe he forgot, which is okay. People forget stuff. But if he have not forgotten it, and if they haven't talked about it, for me it will be just like weird. Like, you propose to someone and you don't know what have she studied. It can be, I mean, if you think about it, maybe it makes even sense, because he doesn't care what a woman want to do. He just want a woman to not do anything and just like take care of herself. So maybe that's why he doesn't pay attention, or for him it's not an important question to ask, what have you studied? But it is also a red flag. The next couple I like to talk about is Mohammed and Safa. Mohammed, so far, he hasn't shown any red flag that I would notice. He is masculine, but at the same time mature. And I feel like he is also one of the people that I think he wants to take care of his lady, but not in a suffocating way. At least so far, I haven't seen a way that I would say, this is his way of suffocation. No, he was he's nice, he's protective, and Safa, she is also very calm, nice. She really looks like Eva Mendes. When he mentioned, I was just like, yes, really. she looks really similar to her. And I see the dynamic between these two. You know, some couples, you look at them, you say, she's nice, he's nice. They look okay together, but these two together, they can really complement each other. And I really liked at least the couple is so nice. I guess they had some problems because Safa is working, if I'm not wrong, partly in Dubai, partly in Iraq. And she said in the next 3 years, because of her project, it will be like this. So there are some like stresses or some like insecurities about the relationship, because she needs to go back and forth, which honestly I would not call it as a long-term long distance relationship, because she said I guess 3 to 4 days she's in this country, 3 to 4 days she's in the other country, so it is maybe half distance relationship. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, they have some insecurity about this aspect of the relationship, which is understandable. Maybe again they need to talk about it in pods, but as I said, they edited a lot that we don't know what have they talked about in pods, but this is more understandable than what have you studied. But so far for me, this couple can have a good future, I can see them together. Let's see what comes up afterwards. But so far, I haven't seen any red flag there. So, oh my god, no, these two, not at all. The next couple is Khattab and Asma. I like this couple as well. So, I mean, that was so obvious that after they met each other in person, after engagement, when they met each other, Asma had her own doubts. And she mentioned also in pod, although he somehow gestured that he's not that fit, she mentioned she was always into fit guys. And when she saw him, although he looks good, she had some doubts maybe, and she took her time. And then at the end of I guess last part of the honeymoon, we're seeing that they got together, which is nice because I mean she has a very likable character in my opinion. She's happy, she's funny, she's bubbly. She has one of these characters that you like her when you talk to her, you know, she's like loud but at the same time energetic. So at least for me, I would like her when I meet her in person, for example. At the same time, he's also a very nice character. I haven't seen any red flag from him also so far, or I don't remember, but I don't remember any red flag from his side. He's supportive. He mentioned subtly about that he's rich and how much money he has, that I think at the end it went in his favor, which is also okay. You talk about the positive things that you have to attract people, and if he sees his money as a very positive thing, so why not? Especially in a culture that the woman they like to take care of women, let's say more. I mean, I don't think that for Asma she's a trophy wife, not at all, but at least I guess in general they like when the guy take care of them. So that was maybe also a reason that he mentioned it. But anyway, we see that they get together, and I have good hopes for them also. I think, and they show it at the end of the part that he talks to his mom also, and his mom has also some doubts. But like, I guess in general they are matching together. They would have problem also Canada, UAE. But I guess she says she's also okay not working for a few years. So I guess their wishes are aligned together. That's why I have also hope for this couple, and I think they can stay together. Next couple is Shafik and Donia. So Shafik is a little bit flirty. We are seeing from the first day that he's flirting in pods, which I don't think it is wrong. So, I mean, they are there to find love of their life, and one of the ways that you can attract people is by being flirty. And especially in the first encounter, you can be flirty. It is nothing wrong with it. So in this part, I'm totally fine with his part. And he is in a love rectangular with 3 other girls like Dunya, Hajar, and Noor. That's so interesting because I don't see these girls, especially Donia with the other 2 girls. I don't see them really looking not face wise, but character wise, not so much looking like each other. Noor is more toward trophy wife, which could be a good match for Ammar actually, because he likes the trophy wife. But I don't think they even liked each other. I don't know how long did they date, but I don't think they like each other. Even after they saw each other, Ammar was totally who is this girl and this thing. So she could be a good wife because she was a trophy wife, or she wants to be a trophy wife. Shafiq was in a love rectangular between Donia, Hajar, and Noor, and at the end he decides on Donia, which I think personally was a good decision because I can really see their chemistry together. Their energy are matching each other. They are both so vocal. They had some quarrels in between because of Noor, which Ammar went in between and they solved it, which it is also a double standard that I talked about it. Shafiq is also, as he mentions, a very jealous guy, and he doesn't like Donia to talk to the guys, but at the same time he was talking to the girls, to Noor. They were a little bit flirty. Even Noor said, oh, your sound is cute, your voice is cute. Something that really itched me was when Mido left, that we will talk about it later, and Shafik and Noor were talking together, and Dunya went in between and they stopped talking, and it was a silence, which is really a bad red flag for me, which that's why actually the quarrel happened. That for me was totally, I was on the side of Dunya, because yeah, I mean, I would also doubt if someone would do that. Shafik and Noor knew each other through Instagram. That's why I think in future we will see some stuff. But yeah, so far, but I guess their quarrel now, it is like okay, so they're in a good relationship again. Let's see what future will bring. Now that we talked about Noor, let's move on to Mido and Noor. Let's be honest, they were not each other's first choice, or maybe not even a second choice, so they just like got together out of desperate. They were desperate and they got together. I feel it like this. So there were no chemistry between them. There were nothing that I said, oh, I can see something between these two. Nothing. And they maybe even more from Noor's side, but I think maybe they even said yes to each other, because just they wanted to stay in the show, especially from Noor's side. Maybe she wanted to stay in the show to see what is Shafik, or how does he look like, or if they can get together at some point. But honestly, and one point, I think Noor knew who is Shafik, because she gives him something, which was a book with a written like quote on it. I don't remember the quote, but the Shafik said, oh, believe me, I had this exactly on my Instagram as a title, as a header of my Instagram. Which later on, we are getting to know that Noor and Shafik knew each other through Instagram. That's why maybe Noor, either she knew or she had her own doubts. And that's why she wrote this to win him over. And it was working. I mean, he was so much moved. I think even she knew with whom she's in contact. That's to maybe in future they show it, they say something, but Dunya confronted Noor and she said, no, I didn't know. But honestly, I think she knew. But anyway, Noor and Mido, they got engaged, but this was like the worst way of relationship. I mean, for me, it is not understandable. She was not going out. I mean, at the end, Mido was talking to the guys, and he said that she is not coming out because it is warm. She doesn't want to sweat. I don't know. She doesn't want her hair to go bad. But I mean, come on, the show literally is to find the love of your life. Love is blind, but you should not hide from your future husband. I mean, the part which you shouldn't have seen your husband is over. Your partner is over. Now you should spend time to take care of them, to take a look at them, to talk to them, to get to know them. It is not like you are a top model or something that you say that, oh, I don't want to get ugly, or I don't want to sweat or something. Come on, just go out, have fun, live your life, get to know the guy that you're going to get married in 4 weeks. So this was like a little bit like, for me, not understandable. And of course for Mido, I mean, in general, for me, Mido was also, at least the way that they edited him, he was not very deep. I mean, I don't know, it can be edits, because edits can change a character of a person when they decide to cut specific parts and just show specific parts. Everything can happen. For me, my opinion, he was not necessarily the most deep person. He was shallow. He was funny, which I am totally okay with it. I really find a guy who is funny and can have the ability to make girls laugh attractive, but he should have also other sides, because being intelligent and being also having different aspects in your life is also attractive. So that's why for me he was okay, but he was not a red flag guy like Simo. That next we will talk about him, but still, no. And their match didn't work. He left, and what happened? She was starting to complain about it and say, yeah, what a guy he is, and started to talk to Shafik about it, of course. So their relationship is over, but honestly, I don't think it's the last time we're seeing them. So maybe in a party, I don't know, but I think Noor will write Shafik on Instagram, and somehow she will reach out to Shafik, because now they have their phone also back, so we will see a drama in between also. The last, but not the best, because he was the most annoying guy for me, was Simo and Hajar, which she was not also at least in my opinion, a very sympathetic girl, person, human being. So Simo was a very selfish guy, very egoistic. I could not even relate one person to this guy. He was one of these guys that I was just like, these people, this person, and I was just like, God, I cannot tolerate him. It's impossible to tolerate this person. He thinks the world is turning around him, and at the same time, Hajar is also not a nicer girl. The parts that she said that she can be rude to people, and she was rude to a waitress, I guess, and then when he complained, the only part that I was just like, okay, he has some parts of some signs of humanity in him, but then she was just like, I can be rude to people sometimes, and I want to be rude to people sometimes, something like this. And for me, it was just like, that's just so ugly. That shows inside she's not good. She's not a good person inside. And you can see, actually, I feel honestly like she's also a little manipulative, because Simo was also in relationship with in pod with Yasmin, another girl from Tunisia, which I'm so happy they didn't get together, because I found her actually more sympathetic and a nice person. But then Simo gives her, Yasmin, a bouquet of roses, and then I think Hajar even knew that who gave Yasmin the flower, although she says I didn't know, and she stole one flower and then gifted it to Simo. And I think she was trying to mess up a little bit the relationship between Yasmin and Simo, which at the end works, and then somehow giving back the gift that he gave, and which worked. I mean, not for so long. They couldn't stay together. Both of them were really egoistic, and they were too much to get together, but it worked. So I think there were some intentions in between. I honestly don't think that they would come back. I mean, Simo and Shafik had also a not misunderstanding, actually, a quarrel together, because Simo told Donia that Noor and Shafik knew each other, although Shafik beforehand told her that, I guess I know her through Instagram. But anyway, they had a fight together, and like now he's gone. So maybe in a party they come back, but I hope they're gone for good. Let's see. So I have so many hopes for some of the couples. I have no hope for some of the couples. Let's see what the future brings. Let's talk to each other. Write me in the comment what you think. Let's talk to each other in the next video about the rest of it. See you next time. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, activate the bell. See you in the next video. Ciao!